Hello YouTube! I am Pinstar and this is Pinstar Plays The Last Spell. So this is hardly a new game. This has actually been out for a full year, but it kind of flew under my radar when it came out, and I've kind of been eyeing it for a while, and then they come out with the DLC, and I'm like, you know what, let me get into the game proper, because this kind of looks down my alley. It is a turn-based strategy RPG, where you must defend a haven against hordes of zombies. And the mechanics are very deep and rich, and I really like it. So, you know what? Let's dive in, go for a run. And of course, let me know in the comments if you want to see more of this. So there are different havens that you can do, different maps are of different difficulty levels. Just for the sake of argument and demonstration, let's go with the base map, base difficulty. There are a few things that you can do to customize your runs. This is actually a roguelike as well. So there are a few modifiers that you can give to yourself. Each map allows a certain number of these omens, and there's a meta progression. As you can see, there's a lot I have not unlocked yet, but I do have some things that are pretty well, settled here. And I have beat this one map one time originally with these three: the Tainted Harvest, Wisdom, and Vitality, which gives you the Tainted Essence is sort of one of the meta progression currency. Health is, well, hit points for your heroes. Mana is mana. So let's try it with actually the three of the other ones here. The Omen of Swiftness, which lets you move further. This lets you do more damage, and this one gives you more accuracy. Accuracy is never a bad thing. Also, I see these little markers showing that I beat a map with one of these, so hey, this will be a good way to sort of lock these in. So we start the game with 3 completely random heroes. Random starting equipment, starting weapons. The weapons that you have determine basically what kind of attacks you have, and you can swap out weapons, you can get new gear. I mean, this is there is an RPG part of this, but essentially it's our 3 heroes, and we have to defend this mage, this summoning circle, this ritual circle here in the middle. This is our settlement here. We want to defend it as a whole, but so during the daytime you can normally build stuff. The first day there's nothing to build. We don't have any resources or whatnot. We're just going to go straight into combat. Each night there will be hordes of zombies and other horrors emerging from the mist at one or more different directions here. Tonight we are known that we are going to be attacked down here. So they're going to come from down here and try to make their way up here, and we have 3 heroes to put a stop to that. So yeah, let's actually we can customize our heroes. So give me a moment, and let's get to know our heroes and get them some name in game patrons. Okay, we've got our name in game patrons randomly chosen and renamed. 3 ladies. We've got Ruth. Now, just to give you a little insight as to what our 3 heroes are about and what they might be good at. So each hero is generated with 3 different traits. Some of them are good, some of them bad, and some of them are a mixture. So Ruth, we've got Vagrant, +1 move points, meaning they can move a little bit further on their turn, but -10% resistance, meaning they are less resistant to damage, just overall. So a little bit of a positive negative. Hasty, pure positive, +2 move points. And yes, that is cumulative to the +1 move point from Vagrant. So Ruth has a lot of movement points, 12 in total. And then clumsy, pure negative, -to accuracy. That's not good, but we do have an omen that gives us a buff to accuracy. Also, each hero starts with a weapon, a body armor, and some pants. I've rearranged them a little bit to better fit their natural traits. So Ruth's weapon is the pistol. Now, the pistol has a trait called momentum. Basically, the more you move on in your turn, the more your momentum score, your momentum bonus score builds up. And then certain attacks utilize momentum, such as the basic pistol shot. So basically, the more that she moves, the bigger the hit that she can deliver. And since she can move so much, it makes sense to give her the weapon that benefits from momentum. I also gave her some pants that have some accuracy on it to help counteract the clumsy a little bit, so she's not whiffing her shots. Now, next up we have Wlkns. We've got Trader, plus 24% opportunism. Opportunism is a trait that basically you can debuff enemies. You can basically apply negative status effects. And the negative status effects themselves are useful to put on them, but when you attack an enemy that has a negative status effect, if your hero has the opportunism bonus, they get bonus damage. So we're doing 124% damage extra to enemies that already have debuffs on them. That pairs nicely with the axe, whose main attack, Shred, gives us a bonus multiplier to our opportunism score. So this is a really, really good weapon to use with somebody who's already good with opportunism. So we definitely want to try and build her towards more opportunism. It's a little inaccurate, but we do have the bonus accuracy from our Omen. The others is Eagle Eyes, +1 skill range. If we have skills that are not melee, actually, do we have other ones? So the Intimidating Scream can, which is another ability she has, can benefit from the skill range. And then the Axe Boomerang, also a skill range thing. So she, despite her using a traditionally melee weapon, the skill range applies to 2 of her other powers. And then, unfortunately, lastly, she's got Back Pain, -2 bag slots. Normally, heroes come with 2 bag slots, but she has none to carry like potions and consumables with her. So a negative, but we'll live. And last, we've got Sanat Hooja. She's a shaman, 30% poison damage and 14 mana. Now, poison damage pairs nicely with the magic orb because its second attack, Putrid Ball, is a poison attack. So it deals poison damage, it deals secondary poison, and she's just going to get 30% more poison damage from that. She is merciful, which is -2 critical, and worried daily, -2 daily health regen. So we'll have to keep her out of combat. It takes her a while to heal up. All right, those are our heroes. We can position them. That's the only sort of prep work we can do for night 1. Wlkns is our axe wielder, so we will put you closer to the front, and then flanked by the others, Ruth and Sanat. All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Night 1, here we go. All right, so the enemies, spawn out of the mist. Obviously, we can't hurt them in the mist, nor can we go into the mist ourselves, but this is where they're coming from. And as we can see, Ruth has a really, really long range here. So with the pistol, you get a couple of different powers. One is the range damage from the pistol shot. This is what benefits from momentum. We've also got the grappling shot, which if you hit an isolated target, meaning they don't have anyone adjacent to them orthogonally, up, down, left, right, you do bonus damage. So if we can catch anyone out in the open, possibly by killing some friends, then she's going to be racking up some bonus damage on there. Let's see, Sanat, this is a nice little clump of guys. Might be a good thing for poison here. Now, we want to be careful about our mana. So these are our different, so she's got 5 action points each turn, and a finite pool of mana, but she's only going to regen 7 points of that overnight. So we want to be kind of conservative with our mana abilities. You can see the things with the blue bag here are abilities that use mana. So she can use Infect all she wants. But the others take some stuff. But we do want to use some of that. And I want to show off some of these abilities. So let's see. This is a... All right, she's going to move forward. But yeah, if we cast it here... Actually, we can cast it here and it'll hit just about everybody. So let's move you up a little bit here. Boom! So that did direct damage to one, and it put poison on everybody else. Now, a poison is a debuff. Remember, Wlkns here has opportunistic, so they're going to do extra damage to targets that are already debuffed. How about you run up here? Although that's getting a little bit close to the horde. Yeah, Axe Boomerang has a very specific pattern to it. Let's go right here, actually, because that way you can run up, hit, and go back. Oh, actually, we slash them both. That works. And yeah, from all that bonus damage, she just immediately takes them out. All right, so... And yeah, her only mana ability is this Axe Boomerang. Again, we want to be conservative with our mana to start with. I could run up and smack them, but then they're just going to surge ahead and swarm her. So I think what we're going to do, because we only have 2 moves left, we can do the Intimidating Scream. Might as well, because that doesn't cost mana. Let's put some more debuffs on you. That weakens their attack power. Back you off, and then we'll trigger your armor effect, the evasion, to improve your dodge in case they get up close. Now you, Ruth. Let's go... If we just travel a really far distance and then take a shot, we can just end someone. The grappling shot actually pulls you towards someone, but we want to do that to someone who's isolated. Nobody's isolated right now. They all have buddies right now, but that could change. And then the mana ability, Grape Shot, is something you can do in a long distance, but then spreads out for an AoE. But for now, let's just run up, get our momentum bonus. You can see here we've got our momentum. So tiles traveled 7, pistol shot is now at 140% bonus. Boom! Take you right out. And actually, so how far? This guy can go here, this guy can go here. So she's actually safe right here. So we're going to travel a little bit further. We get a little bit more momentum. Another pistol shot. Boom! Beautiful. And then again, just to... normally you're not wanting to leave action points on the table, but... Actually, we can hit a few more guys with Infect. Because you get all your action points back. Actually, let's go over here. Play with some of these guys. Alright, that's all of her action points. Actually, can we? We can finish them off. We don't necessarily have to keep moving. There we go. I mean, I can't reach any of the others for the last one, but that's okay. And then, yeah, I don't want to end in melee, so we're good. And now they get a turn. And they just keep coming. Okay, so there's a nice little clump of them over here. We could do that, but I think that's a bit much. Yeah, I think we go up here. Because that way, that debuffs the front line. Yeah, here's what we do. We go up here, cut down these two, slice. Move up one, cut down these two, slice. And these guys are officially in the mist, so we cannot harm them. But we can do another scream. Might as well get those debuffs rolling. And then we retreat to a safe distance. And we'll pop evasion. Now, you... Here's what I'm going to try. I'm going to try taking this guy out so that this guy becomes isolated. I mean, we could drop a putrid ball, like, right here. That would be one way to do it. Because we gain 7 mana, so we might as well use, 6 or 7 mana before the end of the night, because we're just going to get it all back anyway, as long as we don't go too crazy. So, you know what? This is a good placement for the mana here, for the putrid sphere. Boom! Now this guy's just going to die on his own. These guys are not going to die. You can see from that, based on their health bar, if whether or not they're going to die on their own. Let's see what happens. Okay, so now here's what we're going to do. We're going to use our grappling hook here. So the grappling shot, because they are isolated, is going to do bonus damage. And if we kill them, we move right to their spot. And that counts as momentum movement. It doesn't burn up our momentum charge. So now we can just fan the hammer here. Say hello to, say, you. Boom. Move you over here. Build up some momentum. Move you over here. Slice. Let's fan the hammer. Let's move back up here and boom. First night tends to be on the easier side. If you haven't popped that, because why not? You still have all your movement. Actually, since we determined this is the safe spot, we'll move you here. Ooh, they actually got up. Took a shot at her. Well. I think this might be a time for you to use your axe boomerang. Actually, we want to approach you from the side here. So we go over like... Actually, hang on. We go back like this. Let's do a scream. Yeah, that gets all 6 of them. Gets them all debuffed. And look at all these guys that are getting hit by this thing. This is definitely a worthwhile use of our mana. Boom! Do they feel pain? I don't know, but that's gotta hurt if they did. Oh, and there's one straggler left? Let's finish him off. Slice. And then just for consistency, we'll do another scream over here. And let's back it up. And it's okay that we took a little bit of 8 HP damage, because Wlkns will heal up to 15 overnight, so she'll get better. Just 'tis but a scratch. All right, we've used our Putrid Ball twice, which is 4, but we have 7 mana regen, which means we can drop another one, because this is, once again, a perfect spot for it. Doesn't kill, but that's perfectly fine. And since we have the extra AP, let's just take some shots over here. This guy's a little on the tougher side. Can we reach you? Not quite. We can reach you, though. Didn't quite kill, but that's fine. Let's move you back here. Now, Ruth. We could go for the grape shot here. A single grape shot is, well, it's 4 mana. We'll regen that, so we can get away with 1 grape shot. But I see a whole bunch more coming in, so maybe we save it. Nobody is isolated. They are kind of clumped here. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we do a grape shot, because oh my god, that's a lot of guys. I'm killing in the rain. All right, let's do a little move here. Got you. That makes you isolated. Yoink! Goodbye. Since we have so much mobility, we could do this, snipe you, and then get the heck out of Dodge. You might get nibbled on a little bit, but that was worth it for the style factor. Nope, no nibbling. They were not quite in range. All right. At this point, I'm going to try to avoid using Putrid Ball, because then we would eat into our mana supply long term. Well, I mean, not really, but we'd be short. We'd be one short of regenning back to full, but we're doing well enough here that we don't need that. All right. So these guys, actually, this person has already isolated themselves. And if we take a pistol shot here, that takes you out. That means you're isolated. Which means we can pistol shot you. And then move the heck away to maximize our momentum. Oops, hang on. Moved a little bit too far the heck away. They do need to be in range. Got him. All right, we're going to move you here. Let's do a nice scream to make you all debuffed. We could do another axe boomerang. That's not too bad, actually. Take you out with a regular axe shot. And back you off, and we'll give you some dodge. Last but not least, we got Sanat. This guy is kind of being a straggler here, so let's see if we can stop him in his tracks. Got him. Not quite. I'm okay with it leaving them a little bit just injured, because we might be able to AoE them down with axe. Yeah, might as well finish one of them off. All right, end turn. Almost done. We got 14 guys left in this wave. Once they're all dead, the night will end and we will move to the next phase. All right, this looks like a job for Wlkns right here. We're gonna give you all a scream just to get that debuff going. And then rather than spend more mana, because we want to regen to full, let's ask you guys a question. We'll move up here. Ask the three of you a question. Got two action points left. We could just double chop the armored guy here, because he's not debuffed, but oh, got him to 1. You know what? I'm not going to use the axe. We're just going to punch him. Punch. Now, this side. I think what we're going to do is we're going to use Sanat to punch holes in their line so that they're all isolated, and then we're just going to chain claw. So we're going to tactically take out that guy. I said tactically take out this guy. I'm going to tactically take out this guy. This is going to take a few. Got him. Okay. And then we'll weaken this guy. So now you grapple to you. Smack. Grapple to you. Smack. Grapple to you. Smack. It's all our grapples. But you're still building up that huge momentum counter here. Let's... Oh, you're still in the mist. I can't actually kill you off this turn. Whatever. Point blank to the face. This poor sap. Oh, how do we want to do this? Well, so melee damage, one of the things with physical melee damage is that it's 200% more effective against armor. So against armored foes, you generally want to bring your melee characters out to play. So this is a melee foe. Let's do this with style. Scream at him to get the debuff rolling. Slice. All right. All right, everyone gains a level. So Sanat didn't actually secure a lot of kills, but that does not mean she didn't contribute well. Although we're going to want to try and get her more kills, otherwise she might fall a little behind in the experience, because you get bonus experience based on kills. So this up here is the city panic. If enemies get inside the city or start damaging the city, they will generate panic. The more panic the city is, the fewer your rewards are on a given night. Since they didn't even come anywhere near the city, the panic is at 0. We get maximum rewards, which is 105 gold, 100 materials, and an item. We also get a bunch of tainted essence here, just from killing the guys, get through a night, and then little bonus things. Hero killed 20 enemies, inflicted 600 opportunism bonus damage. That's a lot of bonus damage from utilizing that opportunism skill. Burdener, yeah, one hero inflicted negative alterations to 30 enemies. That would be Sanat. Special moves, strong momentum, trigger the momentum after, yeah. Inflicted debuff, all sorts of good stuff. All right, so couple of things to take care of here. This is the econ phase. So we know that next night is going to come from this direction, but it's going to be about the same strength, maybe a little stronger. We've got enough tainted essence for some meta unlocks, so let's see what we've got. I haven't gotten far enough in the story to know who these entities are. What are these tainted essence? Pure, wild, and oh so delicious form of what you gullible humans call magic, born of hubris and envy, pride and jealousy. It's been corrupted, though. I'm sure that you saw the effect it has on boring living beings. Quite entertaining. All right, so these are... So we've got about just shy of 900. So there's something for 800. We can unlock new omens for new future runs. That might not be a bad one. What do we got here? Block, resistance, agility. Yeah, some of these are kind of expensive. And we can't really swap out our omens in real time, so it's not something that we can... Man, we are too short of just getting stone walls, but I don't think we need stone walls, at least not yet. You know what, let's get Omen of Violence. On a future run, we can get crit chance. Now the other one, when you unlock certain achievements, you get new unlocks. So Cursed Set, new items. Kill an enemy in a single hit with a skill using the momentum effect 30 times. So because over my past runs and this run we got momentum kills, we get this new set of armor that can now start appearing in shops and spawned. All right, now for the level ups. So here's how it works: is your characters get 5 random attributes that could be leveled up. Sometimes they get leveled up by quite a bit. There's higher tier ones, but you can also re-roll. Now, if you re-roll, it redraws them, but you get fewer choices. So you might get what you want, or you might get something worse. Now we know we want opportunism. We absolutely want opportunism here. But I don't know if that's a primary or a second. That might be a secondary attribute. Move points actually wouldn't be a bad thing. I might take the uncommon tier move points to gain 2 more moves, because you're melee and going in and out of melee combat. I'm not going to risk losing on that, so we're going to go move points. Now for secondary, all right. Propagation bounces is a big one, but Axe isn't a propagation based one. I'm going to chance a reroll here. I want opportunism. Momentum, no. Reliability's okay. I'm going to try it one more time. You get 2 rerolls per level up. And we get punished. Poison damage is huge. If we get a poison effect. Actually, you know what? I might take this. Even though the axe itself doesn't do poison, you can eventually get a secondary weapon. So we could get something that does poison. And that counts as a debuff. So yeah, we'll take the poison damage. This might be a poison team here. And now we get to pick a perk. And these are somewhat randomly chosen. We have to choose from the top tier. And they're not always the same here. So sprint gives us more. We can sacrifice some health for more movement. Extra mana. Steady aim. You're melee. They're going to be moving. That's no good. Cherry picking. When attacking an isolated unit, the attack gets a lot of reliability. We're not really going for isolated because of the range of the rusty axe. So I don't think that's a good one. It would be great on Ruth, cherry picking. Septic shock. When applying poison to a unit currently poisoned, also apply stun. Well, we could lean into a poison that they don't necessarily have yet. Coagulation, armor's increased by no. Cheer, potion throw. Well, this would give you a bag slot. It is really painful not to have a bag slot for potions and such. Cheer's a nice one. You know what? We're going to go potion throw so we can get a bag slot. All right, next person to level up, we got Sanat. Now, Sanat, we want poison damage. Also magic damage, because that's the primary kind of damage from the base form of the attack. Also things that increase mana regen or total mana, because the orb is kind of mana hungry. Or just plain damage. I'll take a blue level up in just pure universal damage. Heck yeah. Well, there's the opportunism, which actually might not be a bad thing. But no, poison damage. Even though it's a common tier, it's exactly what we want. And it stacks with our equipment. Now we're up to 145 poison damage. Now, do we get a poison thing here? Doesn't look like it. So sprint, mana growth, maybe. Perseverance, yeah, that relies on the enemy dodging attacks. I don't want them to dodge my attacks. Whenever the hero is adjacent to a building, defense, or obstacle, increase armor, maybe. Stun chance is an interesting one. quick reload lets you reuse more skills. Coagulation, no. Jump over. I mean, again, this is building for something we don't have yet, but a stun chance is an interesting one, but so is quick reload, because that would let us use our different skills more frequently. Although we already have quite a few uses, so I don't know how well that's going to do for us. Jump overs, we don't really need the mobility that badly. I might go mana growth. That or back protection. Adjacent to a building, defense, or obstacle, which is like, that's pretty universal. Because none of our skills here do stun, right? Isolation, poison, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately we also don't have access to that isolation perk like Ruth did, or rather Wlkns did. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna go mana growth because she's gonna be mana hungry over time. Now Ruth, let's see. Now Ruth wants movement or momentum based. So lots of resistance is not a bad thing. Well, it would counteract the -10 resistance she has naturally. But green damage is kind of hard to turn down. I'll take green damage. Stun chance, opportunism. Let's re-roll, see if we can get daily health regen. That's a lot, but we're not. That's great if you have someone who's going to be melee tanking. You're not going to melee tank. Opportunism might be a good, because we have enough other debuffs flying around here that the chances of us actually benefiting from opportunism, even though our weapons don't naturally trigger it, is still going to be pretty good. So I might go for opportunism here. All right, what perks do you have? Do we get lucky with the perk rolls for you? Steady aim, stunning, cherry picking. There we go. Let me just make sure the others aren't anything that I really want. Bag of, yeah, no, we want cherry picking because we have an isolation. So reliability basically means that normally heroes do a range of damage. You can see 83 to 100. Reliability basically raises the minimum damage by making it more consistently damaging. At 100 points of reliability, you are always doing max damage. So an extra 40% plus all the extra bonuses is going to make it more reliably hit harder, which is good because we want to secure kills with that grappling hook skill. Okay, that's just the level ups. Now let's look at our nightly reward because we kept panic to a minimum. We get to choose from one of 3 different things. We've got a dagger. Ooh. That could give us an extra source of poison. Because, yeah, backstab, melee with isolation, throwing dagger, and then poison dagger. It's a mana skill, but it's, yeah. That's tempting. We also have some rare pants. Armor, health, damage, mana, reliability. All round not bad, but that dagger's kind of talking to me. And then we got the wand, which is another whole different thing. Extra move points. I don't think it synergizes as well with what we're going with. I think we're going to go with the dagger because we have another character that wants that's randomly building for poison. So, who was it who got that extra points of poison? It wasn't Sanat, wasn't Ruth. Poison, there we go. Wlkns. So, Wlkns is going to, as her secondary weapon, get the dagger. So that way you can splash out some poison when you want to. if that would be appropriate. And if you have some isolation kills, you can whip out and hit them with the dagger. And if you've got them grouped together, then you bust out the axe. And we can freely swap between the two. Now, we've got 2 workers, 105 gold, and we want to build up our economy. So the best way to do that is, first off, we need more workers. Build new structures. There's all sorts of structures you can build here. Houses give you more workers, which can do things like get you money. So I think what we're going to do, I like starting with gold mines. Yeah, we'll start with a gold mine here. Although, actually, let's start with the houses to get more workers. So now we have 3 workers, and you basically can use workers for a variety of things every single night. And we will get another house here. That's 4 workers. Now we could use them to clear this rubble, because that gives us 80 gold and 67 materials, which is pretty good, and it also clears the ruins. Yeah, let's do that. Let's scavenge that for 80 gold, 67 materials. So now we're at 125 gold. We can't build more houses, but we can upgrade our houses to get more workers for 40. And we could use them just to keep scavenging if we really wanted to. But we could also get something like gold mine down. A gold mine will just give you passive income. Let's start with a gold mine, because then we can upgrade the gold mine to give us more production, more passive production rather. So instead of 25, it gives us 40. Yeah, let's do that. We'll upgrade you. And then later on, we can upgrade it to make it more efficient for workers to work it to give us more gold. But in between this night and next, this will give us a free 40 gold. So it won't pay for itself right away. I also probably should have saved some money to buy some gear. Kind of regretting not looking at the shop first. Granted, more gear and better gear will come out. Like this pistol. Yeah, that's a good pistol. I mean, it's not a great pistol, but it's a good pistol. But yeah, we're not going to really be able to buy much of, well, we're not going to buy anything, really. We just got the one item improvement, but that's okay. Now, let's build some defenses. So a couple of things. We've got walls, and I do like walls. And since we know that they're coming from this direction, might as well reinforce this way. We can also buy some ballistas. So if they get close to here, we've got ballistas that can start doing some damage. Don't have enough for a second one, unfortunately, but that's okay. Yeah, you know what? We'll get a wooden gate right here. And we can do a few more wooden walls just to reinforce. Like this is an object, but they can tear it down. There we go. Out of materials, but we can get more. The other thing that we could have done, but I don't think this is very effective for these, is where you're fighting, there are corpse piles. And there are different types of corpse piles, but you can use workers to salvage them for materials or gold. The baseline value corpses is not very good, but if you can get higher tier corpses to spawn, those are absolutely worth salvaging. All right. Let's position ourselves for our next night before we end here. Let's see, Ruth, you want to be out in flanking position. We'll put you out here. Sanat, let's put you back here. And of course, Wlkns will be taking point. All right, folks. So if you guys like this episode and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Your feedback's always welcome. So until next time, it's been Pinstar signing out. See ya.